Alright, had 2 false starts there. Looks like we are up. Let's see. Alright, so we gotta buy this rig pack first. Let's go ahead, buy the packs. Show to drop. Buy 1 premium rig pack. Does not have signatures for provided as permissions. I don't know about that. Looks like I might have ran into an error buying one of these packs. Just refresh and try again. Buy the premium rig pack. Drop claimed successfully. If we open up over here, there it is. Cool. So now that I've bought it, probably open it here in my packs. There it is. We're not going to open it just yet because I just opened the live stream. But maybe in the meantime, we can go run around in Minecraft. There's also apparently some kind of event happening with the Our Planet community where they are doing some kind of invention thing from our planet. So let's go check out their Twitch channel really quickly, see if they're streaming. I think they might be. Might have to put on my headphones if there's gonna, so there's no double audio thing going on. Don't know if this will impact the quality of my stream. Still says excellent connection.
Okay.
So I think here they're essentially going to be inventing things, and Our Planet, which costs, you know, essentially money in a ether.
Once we're waiting for our
Can't even mute them. What's going on? But anyways, they're taking suggestions from the community, so that's pretty cool. They're going to test out those inventions. So the cool thing is that while I'm doing this stream, there's a possibility that maybe they'll actually invent something. I think they're trying to invent something under 1 million a ether. And I think that's probably like, I don't know, 70 to 100 bucks worth of a ether. Well, who knows anymore, because it keeps dropping lately because nobody's inventing anything. But we'll see. So if that happens, maybe we'll invent some stuff too, or craft some stuff. think I've thrown like maybe 3 or 4 million ether, probably more, into the invention fire, trying to invent things. Hasn't worked out for me, unfortunately. But we'll keep this open just in case on anything crazy happens, like they actually invent something. Looks like they got 616 people in here hyped up to invent. That's cool. That is cool. Maybe I should try something like this sometime. I'm not sure how much ether we'd put in. I forget. I think they're doing almost 50 million ether or something like that. I forget. That's cool. So, anyways, we got this premium mining rig pack that I'm kind of dying to open. About 3 people in the streaming channel right now. What do you guys think? Should I wait a little bit longer? Or should I just go ahead and open this mining rig pack? Let me pop out the chat. The Uplift. Let's turn off the audio for now. Jeremy says, no rush. I bet you'd like to see what's in there. Yeah, I would like to see what's in there, but we got stuff we can do. We got that Our Planet stream going on. We have, Minecraft. We can run around and look in. I've been, I think um, it was, gosh, who is it? I think it's Jeremy. Yeah, I need to go open the chat down here. So look for strip. It's not what you think. Yeah, it's Jay Lazon. I think that's is it Jeremy in our chat? I think that might be Jeremy. But he was talking about strip mining, and I was like, well, it was late last night, and I didn't know what else to do, and I was like, I could start running around in my Minecraft Uplift lands and start mining things out. I mean, it gives me a whole lot of, I kind of wish I was somewhere else basically while I'm inside of Minecraft, and I've got like this pickaxe, so I need to like make myself a some more of these. What do you call them? Candlesticks, the torches. Well, I've been running around kind of mining in here. I keep wishing that I'm playing like a different game, like a game in the future where I can mine like all this stuff and it has resale value and I can give it to players, and or I can build things inside of the Uplift, which is really cool, and that has a level of permanence. But it's not the same as like being able to mine this stuff and then put it on a marketplace, because that's really what I want to be able to do. And it's just not there yet, and kind of makes me sad whenever I play this. But this is still fun and cool. So go check out the chat. Yeah, Jim Lazan says, I figured that was you. I thought it'd be kind of weird if it if it wasn't you. But Marley Roberts says, hey, how's it going? Did you find your land? I did find my land, and I've actually started to kind of play around with it a bit. Let's see. I haven't opened my premium rig pack yet, but we will do that kind of soonish and go outside. Oh, wow. It's getting really dark in here, so I'm trying to work my way up here. This is kind of precarious because I haven't figured out yet. I'm just kind of, if I fall, I could very easily die. All right. Oh, now it's turning night. They got these like flying nether creature things that come out at night. But it's kind of unceremonious. I kind of just built like a little place to do a little bit of crafting. Um, but yeah, as it was, I think it was Jeremy saw me last night that I was inside of the Uplift doing things. So if we go in here and go into keys, we can go look at the Trusardi estate, as I've called it for now. Here I am on my Uplift land. And it's probably a lot like this land up here. I'm guessing this land right next to me is, one guy's plot, and then mine is probably about the same size as his, because he's already started to build like some kind of wall, or at least this is, kind of marking the edges of it. And for me, I've started to basically strip mine this little part down here. This is where we were at, where I'm just basically just starting to mine stuff out for fun. And this is just a little place that I've built just for kind of mining stuff. And my rel land is over. Gosh, where is it? It's on the edge here. Is it? Oh, here it is. My rel land, I think, is like this plot right up in here. So it's just like on the edge of this crossroads. I don't think anyone's built anything out there, but it seems like people are out here and they're building things. Like, I like what this guy's done. Like, he's kind of got this little area. This is probably mostly a water plot, but it was right on the edge of the rel, so that's probably cool. Let's see. I don't know what people do with land plots that are like way out here. Like, they just sell it. And I did have a water plot like that and sold it on the market. I was kind of happy that that got sold. Healthy, hey, welcome, Healthy. Not sure I've seen you in the stream lately since I started doing them last couple of days. He says, I ended up buying a rig pack and got only one epic and two rares, no land either. Is that a bad pull? Because I've been looking in the chat. It looks like a lot of people saying they just got a bunch of uncommons, no rares. So I almost think that maybe you got out pretty good there. Jeremy says in the upper left of the map controls, you can turn on the plot lines. Oh. Let's go back to the Uplift. Upper. Oh, there we go. Oh, wow, that is really helpful. I was one plot away from the rel here. I hope one day there's a better way to buy and sell things. Like, I could propose to this guy, hey, could I buy your land? And I could have like two here, or sell my land to him. That would be kind of cool. I don't know why these ones are red. These plot lines are red. But the idea of this is really cool. But you guys know me, I like monetization. So the more monetization, the more ways to buy and sell and trade what you own. I like that. But then, scarcity is also important. So you have to put in, like, how much are you, if you're mining stuff, how much is there in the world versus how much do people need? Like, so I get obsessed over that stuff. It's why I created a blockchain gaming company. One day I want to have a massive multiplayer world kind of like this, where you're running around, you get to build things, you get to mine things, but there are scarcity components. And I know my partner Josh probably lies awake at night dreaming of this stuff too, like how to build those things. It's why we're building this company together, so that one day we can start building out our visions and allow people to build their scarcity-based virtual worlds. And we're starting kind of small with our but when it came to the job token, I know most people watching are familiar with the job token. I was like, well, it's really cool to have this big idea of like having people monetize, you know, their own things from a market like I'm talking about in a virtual world. But I was like, what about the people get left out who can't own property and other things like that? And I was like, I need something else to kind of juice the system so that no matter if there's monetizing in the game like that, market wise or not, you could earn from playing video games, and that's what the job token is. And we've been focused a lot on the Metasource cards lately for blockchain kingdoms, but I'm going to start turning my eye soon back into the job system because it's why I created the company. But we have this big launch coming with Wax in a couple weeks, and I might even be releasing the schedule today for everything. So, and basically the big announcement for when things are happening, how they're happening. There's a couple more pieces I need to get into place, especially for the giveaways, before I unleash all that. But it should be pretty cool. So why don't I just go ahead and check? Let's check the chat really quick. Let's see. Healthy says from premium pack 20 commons, 2 uncommon, 1 rare, 1 epic. I don't know. I think that sounds kind of good. You didn't get a land, but I think a rare and epic and uncommons. And I only say that because I saw in the other chat people were saying that they were only getting commons and uncommons and nothing else really. So kind of take that with a grain of salt. Jeremy says he got 21 in common, 2 uncommon, 2 epic, no land. Jeremy says he's got to go. Good luck in the pack opening. Thank you. I'll go and open up that pack now because it's like my ears are burning, or my you know. And to open land slot expires. That's right. So we'll see. Do I get a land? Is there going to be a land in this pack? 20% chance to get a land in this pack. Wow, this reminds me of Sliders. I don't know if anybody saw that TV show back in the 90s. It's loud. Hopefully it's not loud for you guys. Uplifting Volume 1. Common, common, common. Common, common, uncommon. A rare, common, rare, common, common, common. We're coming up on whether or not I get a land here pretty soon. Lots of commons, guys. A legendary miner. Another rare miner. Whoa, we got like a lot of rares. If there's also a land in this pack. Nope, just the art pack. So no land in this pack. But, gosh, just for legendary miner? Like, what are the, let's go on to Wax here. And let's see, market, Nova Rally. Huh. I got Nova Rally on the brain, guys. I was supposed to go to Uplift. It's just by, like, I always go to Nova Rally, got to look like what the commons are. Because I'm collecting 18 commons of several drivers for my plans, for my Nova Rally plans. So we go to miners, we go to legendary miners, we go to lowest price. $39. $39 for a legendary. For some reason, I was expecting it to be more, but that's okay. So people got epics. I can see now why if you're getting like only rares and epics, because the epics are only selling for about 140, or yeah, 140 wax, which is about $15. Yeah, I can see why. If you got a mythic though, what are the mythics going for? Mythics going for 317. So like mythics and lands are definitely, that's what people are really hoping for. Let's see, last sells 39, 38. I didn't get any epics, I don't think. It's got a bunch of rares. Let's go back to an FD. Nifty blocks. So I didn't get any epics, right? Just rares. Totally losing track of my math. So I think that's 1, 2, 3 rares. Count 3 rares. A lot of commons. I think I just see 1 uncommon so far. Yeah, so just the 1 uncommon. Well, I'll take a rare over an uncommon, right? So go back to the market. Rares are going for about 7. This thing is probably a much easier way for me to calculate this if I go on to the Atomic Hub. I'm getting some lag. It's probably because of the Permar Planet thing that's open. There we go with my muscle memory again, going to Nova Rally. Let's go to Uplift. There we go. All schemas, miners. So says I have about $102 in miners. I also have some super tiny drips. These, which are even lower than in value than these guys, the commons, who are even less than $1. So, I mean, according to this, basically I broke even in terms of current market prices. That's interesting. Let's see if you guys have anything to say about it. Nothing so far. Let's see. But yeah, I guess everyone's kind of like, not much to see here. If I go to the Uplift world, go to Upliftium. So definitely increased my earnings by a lot. It used to be like 5 or 6. Now it's up to 92. That legendary win is getting me 42. But yeah, I could see now why, if like some of you guys were getting just some commons and some rares, or even just like epics, why that might be really disappointing. Go to epic. What happened? Why is it not? Must have something set. Filter, type filter. Maybe it's just Atomic Hub. I feel like it must have some weird settings. All listing. Am I in sales history? What am I in? That's not letting me see the way I think I'm supposed to be seeing it. Price lowest. Epics are 16. Yeah, I can see why a lot of people, if they don't get a land or they don't get a legendary or mythic, why they might be upset. But maybe those are just the averages. It's kind of hard sometimes to determine the stuff, the value, you know, in something especially not mooning like Nova Rally was. For as far as my pack goes, it seems like for what I got, the value is pretty average, which almost seems like what happens with me sometimes, but kind of makes sense, you know. Nothing special about me, just getting the averages. Healthy says his shows $52, so I lost half. That sucks, man. Sorry about that. Marley says, hey, what engine platform did you use to make your blockchain game? We're using Unity. So we're using Unity because a couple of things. Number one, our developers thought it would probably be easier to develop in. They already had some infrastructure for that. They already had some tool sets that they had pre-existing to build Unity with. And we'll build that type of game, 5 versus 5 in Unity. They also said that they weren't sure about the licensing with Unreal Engine when it came to blockchain. Because the Unreal Engine basically has like a package where I think it's like they earn a certain amount from the game, and Unity I think is different, where you just pay a monthly fee straight up, and Unity doesn't get any percentages or royalties on what you earn. So with Unreal, there was like, well, if we have a blockchain game, then are they going to want to earn like everything that we earn on the blockchain as well? We thought then Unity was going to be a better pick for us. What code do we use to implement NFT game assets to the Wax blockchain? Well, there's a couple things there. Number one, we're not far long enough yet where we're going to decide what blockchain to use with our Unity platform. So I don't even know if there are Wax tools to use for Unity right now. Like Hodl God, does anybody know if that's a Unity game or an Unreal game? I mean, I should look into this. But we haven't gotten as far yet as to thinking what platform we're going to use for our Unity game. I'd probably prefer to use Wax if they have tools for that, but I'm not even sure if they do. It's still kind of down the line for us. We're kind of focused on other things like our Metasource cards. But for 5 versus 5, it's a very good point that you bring up and has me kind of thinking about things. So it says it looks like a Unity game. Well, then there must be Wax tools. I don't know what tools they're using, or if they had to build their own API, if there's an existing one. But those are really good questions to ask myself. Absolutely. Let me go look at my Upliftium drip. So apparently this Upliftium is going to be used for things like putting in artwork. And they said that there's no marketplace support for this in like the immediate future. It's like to be determined in the future, and it looks like it's kind of low on the priority list. They want to mostly work on like creative tools, community tools, and that's what they're going to monetize the Upliftium with. And as many people have been telling me lately, that the Uplift project is more of a community project and less of a profit-making project, or rather, I should say, it's less about player monetization, and it's more about creating a space on Minecraft to build essentially community creative-based projects. And so my dream is to one day see games like this, but more monetized for the players. But I mean, that's okay. We got to start somewhere, is the way that I look at it. I wonder how they're doing over here in Promo Our Planet, where they're doing inventions. It would be great to see them pull an invention out of here. It looks like they're crafting something right now. Let me turn on the audio. Streaming someone else's stream while I'm streaming. It's kind of funny. Now the playback and the audio seems wacky. Quality.
Nifty issues.
Just kind of bring the quality down a bit.
Yeah, my wax is slow also. Okay, so everybody's having the wax issue. Guys, I'm just going to switch to my Anchor. It won't be a problem. We'll get these suckers made.
Guess they're still doing it. Looks like you guys are chatting in our Discord chat here. Yeah, Mazinger says he's going in on these Ether prices. What are they now? I think I woke up and they were Was it wax.alcor or alcor.wax? Point 0.000. So yeah, so 3.225. Yeah, that is down almost 30%ish from where it was yesterday. 26%, I guess, according to this. Dang, that's gonna move along the inventing quite a bit, I would imagine. Quite a bit. Yeah, so I'm just to share some of my latest thoughts about our planet. Let's see what you guys say here first. Marley Roberts says, I appreciate you. Thank you. I appreciate you guys too. Like, if it weren't for you guys, I wouldn't know that there's, people who also want these games out here like I do. So the Hollow God fact says that they're using the Unreal Engine. That makes sense to me. So it kind of makes me wonder if one day if they're going to have a run-in with Epic, and Epic's going to be like, wait a minute, like we want to earn some of what you're earning on the blockchain because you're using our engine. It could happen. We thought that was a risk that we didn't want to take right now, so we went with Unity instead. So I have thoughts about the whole our planet thing, and I'm basically embedded into this thing, going in for the long run. I have a blockchain company. I've made videos about this. I'm totally into it and I like it. And I think the developers have kind of been a little quiet, especially when what's his name, Bonds, kind of went off a little bit on the community, and we've been watching inside of our own Discord chat. They've been kind of posting the updates as to what's been going on with that, and apparently Bonds has been trying to make reparations and encouraging people to invent and trying to mend things. And it was kind of weird because one of the highest owners of holders of a ether kind of flipped out and or we don't know if he flipped out, but basically what we saw him do was start to sell a whole lot of a ether and just buy just tons of random. I wouldn't say random. I mean, sure, he had his own reason for buying things on Wax, and now he's on vacation, so we're making jokes about how he's paying for his vacation and a ether. And I have a lot of thoughts about it, but my first main thought is like this is still really early, and I wouldn't be surprised if you would have seen something early with Bitcoin as well, where maybe someone owned 30% of the Bitcoins. Maybe they still do. So my whole take is that this thing is still early. As long as the developers show up and they do what they say they're doing, like that's the number one thing. And it's kind of hard because these developers don't show up a whole lot. But this is one of the most advanced blockchain games out there right now. And that's the other thing that has me into it. I've been playing the Uplift lately, and a lot of people have been watching our chat, and especially some of these streams have seen me be pretty critical and judgmental and, show a lot of criticism around it. And the more I start to play it, the more I understand what their point of view on it and what they're building. And again, it's another early project, but it's also one of those projects that's much further along than many other projects. So, if I was just running around in here and I was, mining stuff out in Minecraft and, watching the chat and all the people who were saying, saying what they were doing and seeing the achievements and stuff, and I was like, okay, so there's a community here. They're doing things, they're building things. I can see that, and so I'm like, okay, so this thing seems like it's growing. It's early. Maybe it's not a project that's all about the money, but I think this project is going places. Whether or not it becomes profitable, I do hope that our planet becomes profitable in the long run, and that there's a lot of use cases for the ether that we're building up and that we're crafting these ingredients to build. But I've decided to just go on for the long haul on ether, as a supporter, as a creator of blockchain gaming. I want to see these games do well. I want to see want to analyze their trajectory. Like, what is it like in the middle, the beginning? What goes right? What goes wrong? I find all of this a hugely learning experience about what to expect from blockchain gaming. Because the worst thing for me as a creator of blockchain games is to come in here and then have people have an expectation that's going to be different than what it is. And you guys, you guys see me on the stream, you know that I love talking about monetizing things and investing in NFTs. And our stance on that is that we're making these games, and I'm interested in investing in NFT games, but I think that's really up for the players why they invest. Do they invest for fun? Do they invest to earn money? If they, as an investment, if they're buying things as an investment, well, then they have to know that, you can always lose an investment. That's how investments work. They're risky. But I think it's up to the players to determine whether or not their game assets are investments. And companies like mine can just create the opportunity for to essentially own your assets and do what you want with them. But I'm here for the long haul, so I'm going to be sticking in with our planet. I don't see myself reducing my our planet, essentially our planet stake at all. If anything, I'm probably more embedded than before because I am buying Ether as it kind of starts to drop. I'm doing the dollar cost averaging down. And I think that's going to be pretty good. I haven't looked at the chat for a while. Giovanno Teco Neko, hello, says, what's up, Robert? Just passing to say hi. Hey, just lots of cool things. We're talking about everything we did. We opened up a promo pack today for the premium rig pack for the Uplift rigs, which basically give you the Upliftium, which is a unit of currency for the Minecraft Uplift worlds. And we came out about okay, like we paid $100 for the rig pack, and right now the estimated value of all that is about $100 in wax. We did get a legendary, but no land. There was a chance to get land, but I'm doing really well. Thank you for asking. How are you doing? Let me find the chat again. So Marley Roberts says, what do you think will happen when AAA gamers or big companies, Call of Duty, start making their games? Blockchain, what happens to these early games? I think it really depends on how they use the games on the blockchain, because there are lots of ways to use blockchain gaming, and they're not all created equally. But I think the space is just going to keep getting bigger. Like the more people realize that they can buy their items and then monetize those, the more people are going to like that. I think it's going to get a lot of traction over the years. And the reason the big companies aren't doing it right now is because it's risky. In fact, blockchain gaming is probably the riskiest play. We can see right now on Ethereum. I was just watching the stream for the sandbox, and Minecraft got me interested in the sandbox worlds again. I'm like, ooh, like I wonder what the sandbox worlds are going for right now. And then they started to talk about gas fees and things. I'm like, oh, that's right, the sandbox is on Ethereum. I don't think I want to touch Ethereum right now for blockchain gaming, not any more than Mirandus, which I'm in. But I think it's very possible that the AAA game companies, the big ones, will probably be the slowest to move in this space. So the biggest innovators, I think we're going to be the next Amazon. Blockchain Kingdoms is going to be the next Amazon. We're going to be that big, and most people don't realize it yet. Because people would look at Amazon back when it was selling books, they're like, oh, look, it's a book company on the internet. No one would have ever thought that would have been like the massive superpower on the internet, because they sold books. Like, how could books turn into like the biggest company in the world? So we're going to have a very similar trajectory. We're starting very small. We're starting in some of the most basic things we can do, but we're building a foundation for something much bigger. And that's and a lot of that strategy is with our job token and our 5 versus 5 arena. And we're going to open that up for the video game developers to use our job tokens. And the job token technology is really what is going to have us become the next Amazon. And I think a lot of these other big companies, tech companies that come up, especially inside video games, are going to come up inside the blockchain space because we're willing to take risks that a lot of these other bigger companies aren't, and they are buying into into blockchain gaming. But I think there's some. If you look at Gala Games, my impression of Gala Games is that they're basically, one of the founders was the founder of Zynga, which is one of the big app-based games where they would basically sell you all the items, and he was like, oh well, let's do that. Let's allow people to actually own their things on the blockchain, while if they were to play something like Farmville, which he was a co-founder in building that company. But when I look at what they're doing, it seems more and more like what they want to do is basically sell you premium items and then have you just own those things. Like, they're not interested in whether or not you make a profit. So I think I sometimes wonder if Gala Games isn't thinking in terms of player monetization well enough. They say a lot of the time our video games are not investment, and my argument is always, why don't you just let the video gamers say what it is? Why do you have to tell us what it is? Like, I think it's stupid. They supposedly they do it for legal reasons. I'm kind of critical on that, but I say this because I think that they're holding themselves back, and a company like ours is going to have more room to grow because we're not being so close-minded about it, my opinion. Anyways, that's my general thought on those big companies. I think they're going to be the slowest to move in the blockchain space, and I think they're probably going to be the slowest to, I just don't. I think it's less likely that they're going to find someone and empower someone to build what I want to build, which is the ideal for video gamers. So Healthy says, pretty clever to build existing game instead of make a game from scratch. And Team says, passive income is exciting, NFT is go down. Passive income is exciting? I don't think that's what you mean, but I think passive income NFTs are exciting. Marley Roberts says, even if they are slow, wouldn't they take over as they have the fan base? Well, the way I look at it is that the big companies have the IPs. Let's actually step it back into like Blockchain Kingdom's plan, right? So our plan is to basically create a job token. We have a patent pending. I filed a patent application for our technology, which is the job token and the seeds. And when I first approached our company, I was like, hey, so how do we turn blockchain gaming into the biggest thing in the world? Like, how do we do that? And I'm like, well, first, if you had someone want to play any video game, you would pay them for it. And you wouldn't force them to do weird stuff. Like, you wouldn't force them to go mine World of Warcraft coins, or you wouldn't force them to have to go do like a big task list. Like, hey, so, go kill 5 rabbits and then bring me back their pelts. And then I'll give you, 2 currency. I'm like, if that's all it is, that's not enough. Like, I want to be able to go and play, say, a game like Tomb Raider exactly as it exists. Go play that cool IP I like. Go play that game. At the end of my 4-hour session or something, I get paid out in cryptocurrency that has value, and someone pays me to do that. I'm like, that's the ideal. So that's what our job token is for, and why we built it at the base foundational level to turn into that. People use our job tokens, they share revenue from their earnings, and there are people who actually own those tokens that pay those gamers to play. And so there's some economic points that we have to hit, probably just in the world, for that to be a full-time job. But I think that those points are going to be hit in the next like 5 to 10 years as robotics starts to take over things like cars and food deliveries and stuff, and more and more. So my whole thing is that those companies might have a lot of pull. But for Blockchain Kingdoms, our plan is to basically give them, we want them to come in, and we want those big companies like Amazon and Microsoft to buy hundreds of millions to billions of dollars worth of job tokens from the people who own them, from the gamers who came in and got in early and built their fleets of job tokens, and so we want the we want those companies to come in and buy the job tokens and then use those to put into their games and then end up paying players. And I see that being a big industry in the next 10 years, where companies like Amazon come in, buy job tokens, pay players to play. To me, it's just a sound strategy. Is like buying a lot of Bitcoin. If there's a lot of demand for it, people are going to want it, and the only way to get it is through the gamers. So that's how we've built it out, and that's how my intention is to make it more fair for small game developers, big game developers. I think market's always weird. There's always going to be someone who has an edge, who has an advantage. Typically, they are bigger, but we just kind of do what we can about it as people who are smaller. Cool. So Healthy says, you're welcome. Healthy says, I have the promo Planet Stream open on the other side. So far, they haven't discovered anything. Tried around 5 recipes. Okay, cool. Cool. I'll stream for a little bit more. Why don't I run around inside of Minecraft? What do I want to do? I want to build. I gotta say, I was playing this last night. It was actually really peaceful. I was having a good time. Before I knew it, it was like 3 or 4 hours had passed. I was just like, what happened? Maybe Jeremy saw me on there just like for a couple hours, just like in the same area. And he's like, is he playing? I think he's playing. So I got a bunch of sticks. Not like really savvy with the hotkeys yet. Oh wait, that's not right. I want this one. Oh, that's fine. Okay. So, what is? I don't even know how to split a stack yet. Is it? Is it all? It's been a very long time since I've. Okay, there we go. It's right click. So I'm gonna do this, and then there we go. Okay, I got that figured out. Give me all the sticks for all of the candles I'm gonna need. Torches I'm gonna need. Oh, I need more charcoal. Do I have any charcoal here? Marley Roberts says, hypothetically, would you be willing to code or even teach a Unity blockchain game? Well, I don't have the skill sets to teach how to code. I'm more of a biz dev guy, creative guy. I have the skill sets of some. I've worked in movies. I've written movies. Nothing that's been produced. I mean, I've written some scenes for some films I've edited that released like on the Sci-Fi Channel and stuff. So, but I'm largely creative. I'm kind of an inventor. I have a patent pending with the United States Patent Office right now. So my skill set is highly kind of adaptive. I just have kind of a large array of skill sets. So usually at Blockchain Kingdoms, like when we need something done, like file the patent or do the giveaways or something, I'm the one who's like, okay, so we're not willing to put resources into hiring someone to do that right now, but I'll do it because I know how to do it. I can self-teach myself how to do it. Like programming a blockchain game, for me, like if you're going to be a good programmer, that is like a life's profession. It's not something that you can really do proficiently within a short amount of time, or at least I've never been able to. I think that's something that you really have to invest your time in. So nicest way possible is paid. What would you recommend for beginner in programming? I would suggest probably just download Unity. There's a free version of Unity, and look up some Unity YouTubes on YouTube. There are quite a few. Let's see. Let's go to like Unity tutorials. Let's see if there's anybody I'm familiar with. There's this Code Monkey guy. I think he's pretty popular. If we were just look at his, yeah, he has almost 300,000 subscribers. So he teaches $C. And really, I think you just want to start learning the fundamentals of how programming operates. So definitely start to look at some of the fundamentals of programming, how functions work, how variables work, how they're stored in the memory. There's some, really basic stuff. And then once you kind of understand the basics, it starts to become a bit easier to wrap your head around other things. Here's a great
Unity,
tool that I like.
author
Actually, let me mute this guy.
And programming in C#.
Sorry. All right. So there's this tool that I actually use called Bolt. And so normally when you do programming, it actually kind of looks like it was in the beginning of the video. It looks like this. You have classes, and you have commands and variables and all this other stuff. This can look like Greek for some people, and not everybody's brain works in that way. In fact, I'm more of a visual person. So I use a tool that is called Bolt. And it's much easier for me to understand the flow of the program with Bolt. But even this is a somewhat advanced tool. So, and I can actually create a somewhat decent game inside of Unity now if I wanted to. But I've spent years dabbling as a hobbyist, and that's just my particular ability. Not everybody has the same ability. Some people look at programming and they're like, oh, I understand. Me, I look at programming and I'm like, okay, so I really got to look at this. Like, how does this work? What do I want to accomplish? What does it take to do that? I need to be shown a lot of things. I need to do a lot of trial and errors. And I think most people probably fall into that area. But I've been playing with Unity on and off for, feels like almost a decade now. And so if I want to go in and build a game, what I will do now is I will just grab a couple assets that I might need on the asset store. And I have a lot, bought already. And then I'll download something like Bolt because it's a visual programming language. And I'll use Bolt to do the majority of my programming because it's flexible and it allows me to kind of do what I want with it. And it uses it's basically a visual way of scripting with $C, which is a programming language. And there are a lot of other basics that I had to learn along the way on how just the Unity interface works and stuff, but it's all, knowledge that gets added on top of each other. And this is why I'm saying if you want to be a great programmer, like it can be like a decade or two of hard work to become like a great programmer. It really is a craft that does not come easily. I think some of the, to really be proficient in many crafts, it actually does take years of experience to learn the ins and outs. I used to make movies and I used to thought I knew everything. I'm like, I know how to edit a movie, no problem. I know how to write a movie, no problem. I did it for years. And then, and over time I was like, but do I really? Like, am I really as good at this as I thought I was? And I found that I felt like I wasn't. And even my writing right now, I'm currently working on, I'm writing a book. I really want to get back to my book, but I can't because I just have so much invested into the company, Blockchain Kingdoms. But guys, I'm going to release a book one day. It's going to blow you away because I've spent the last, feels like almost 6 or 7 years now writing this book. And I've really tried to improve my craft. And I thought I was already a good writer. And I've been writing most of my life, but I've spent the last 7 years writing this book and really trying to do better, to really increase the ability of my craft, the quality of my craft. And I was surprised how much more room I had to grow. But I think programming is a lot like that. There's a very long runway in programming, especially making video games. There's a lot to learn there. So you just have to start somewhere, basically. Start somewhere, keep doing it, keep doing it. That's my suggestion. Okay. Oh, how do we find our coders? Well, what happened was Josh had made a post in LinkedIn, and said that we were looking for programmers, and we were contacted by a company in Canada that works on some AAA video games, and they were interested in this space. So we created a partnership with them, and it was kind of right time, right place. You know, they were looking at the NFT space blowing up, the blockchain gaming space blowing up, and they're like, maybe we should get involved with that. And we found them to be very thoughtful developers with a lot of experience under the belts. So we're like, we should go with these guys. And, we both take risks in the partnerships, and we both work really hard, every day to essentially make the vision happen. Make the vision happen, because that's what it's all about. You're welcome. Thank you for the questions. I really appreciate them. These are really great questions. So these guys, they're crafting. Looks like maybe they're trying hops. Hops might be needed for like beer, alcohol. We're not gonna really watch them. I was making candles. Did I make candles here? I think I make candles here. I'm still missing charcoal. I have stick. I don't know. I guess I must have charcoal in here somewhere. I know how to make it if I need to. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to go make some charcoal. So charcoal. Oh, how many coal does a charcoal make? Oh, it's spruce log is what it makes. I don't know about you guys, but I love this part. Like the whole building crafting thing. Last night I was actually going to play some Satisfactory, and I was like, I love Satisfactory, but in the end it feels kind of empty, like I'm not getting enough done. But if I went and I played Minecraft, well then I would get to have a little bit more experience with the Uplift and why people play it, and I just thought it would be better for the company if I just played some the Uplift Minecraft. And I was like, you know what, that's probably going to be better, better return for the company, and just better for the company if instead of playing Satisfactory, I play Uplift Minecraft and I get more familiar with it. And I think it was a good call. I felt really good last night playing this and get more familiar with it, because blockchain gaming is where it's at. This is the future, guys. And we're kind of piecemealing it together using, Microsoft Minecraft servers and no marketplace and stuff like that. But you can buy these lands in the blockchain. You can get this Upliftium. They're kind of piecemealing it together, and sometimes I don't like the way they write their blogs. but we're getting there, guys. Seaweed. So they're trying crude as well, looks like. Those guys should have pre-crafted more materials, in my opinion. Let's see, whoops, that's me. Yeah, sorry you guys can see all my screen stuff and all that. I basically only have one screen here, so it's all got to go on the one screen. I'm staying pretty mobile because I'm moving to San Francisco soon. I'm staying at my parents' place and in the foothills, and it's been really nice here actually, because I've lived in LA and for like almost my entire adult life, and I just think it's gotten so bad out there, like just constantly, a lot of people are homeless now, and it feels like if I go out in LA, it's always loud and more than usual, and loud and dirty, and I hear crazy people all the time, it feels like. That's right, I was going to put these in here. This is why I've never done a lot of lives. Well, I didn't do a lot of live streams because it wasn't possible, but because of my bad internet connection before. But also, I think I have sometimes hard time multitasking. Like, what was I? I'm talking, but then I was doing things. My skill set, I think, is on focusing. If I can focus, I can get a lot accomplished. I'm sure a lot of people are like that. I'm probably more of a hunter than a gatherer. I like to gather too, but maybe more of a hunter. I'm a builder. That's what I like to do. I like to build. Building takes a lot of focus. A lot of planning. Like this whole week right now, a lot of the planning is like, what am I doing next? What are the pieces we're putting together? I want us to sell out of our Meta Source cards during this launch. So I've been putting a lot of pieces into place to work to make that happen. I'll have to turn off the whitelist thing. Here we go. So far to show you guys the Meta Source cards. I've been put up to batch 23 out of 25, so we almost have everything input now, and we're going to start sending these to people very soon. Very soon. I'm just getting some last pieces I need together to get this whole machine rolling up until the wax launch in a couple of weeks. And but yeah, these are all the cards now. You can see them inside of our Metasource Go collection on this wallet. Metasource Go. But yeah, Sonora Vega is the last one I put in here. All right, so we got some charcoal. Charcoal. Now, I don't necessarily have any plans right now for the Minecraft lands. I'm gonna, kind of like basically when I play this, kind of daydream about what we might do with it. But also some of it might be a secret. I might not want to tell you what I want to do with our Minecraft lands. But let's say if I'm having thoughts, they're pretty cool, and I'm having fun having these thoughts about what we might do with these Minecraft lands. We'll see what happens. We're very focused on our strategies for the Metasource launch for the 5 versus 5. We have some things going on the back end that we don't talk about. It's more biz dev stuff, business development stuff, and but I think this is going to be a really exciting year, especially after our wax launch. I would expect, things are going to get more interesting. If everything goes the way I'm planning, we sell out of our cards, then it's going to help us kickstart getting some more people in. And so I won't be doing as much busy work. And other people will be coming in to do some of the stuff that I've been doing as busy work, basically stuff that keeps me busy. And then I can continue planning on the scaling. And if you've been following me, you hear me talk about this a lot. Like, the more we can scale, the more we can get accomplished, and the more games we can produce. And so for now, we're focused on what we're doing. But in the future, the strategy is to scale, to get bigger, do more, and have more get done, and grow. More games, more stuff happening, and I think it's all going to happen very naturally as a lot of investors start to wake up to how much money there is to be made in this space and how much it's needed. I think once those investors wake up to that, the space is going to keep changing. And there's a lot of money coming into blockchain space right now. But I think, looks like we got a little bit of lag there. That's why we break this block, but it keeps coming back. Might be because I have that other guy's stream going on. Let's just carve out this whole wall. I'm kind of done with this whole wall area over here. So this is the very edge. Like, I actually can't go anymore over here. I'm just streaming Minecraft for fun because Minecraft's fun. I thought it'd be cool to kind of stream playing Minecraft today before I get back in the grind for the Metasource card release. And I'm really excited for crypto castles too, guys. Like, I've been building crypto castles for a specific kind of like audience, and I think the passive, the passive income card thing, it can be really challenging. Because you have to do it right. And my whole thing is, if you can build a system that is consistently growing, consistently people are consistently interested in it, consistently growing, you don't have to make it too weird. And I really love our planet, but our planet's kind of complicated, and a lot of video game developers fall into this thing where they just get a lot of ideas, they make it too complicated, they're like, why don't we do this and that and that. And even when I first built the Metasource cards, one of the first things I did was I ended up like giving us like 4 different tokens. Like, yeah, there'll be 4 different tokens for the Metasource cards. And then one day Josh was like, you know what, maybe 4 is too much. And he knows I talk about simplifying all the time. And so it was kind of getting it back at me, like, hey, Robert, simplify this. And I was like, you're right. We just should be 1 token, 1 Metasource token. And so, knowing that I was going to turn it into 1 Metasource token for the Metasource cards, and made me realize that there should probably just be 1 token for the Crypto Castles cards as well. And I haven't talked too much about this. If you've been following the Crypto Castles cards, I used to talk about food and having like food resources and stone and power. All that stuff's gone now. I haven't been able to draft that up yet, how that's going to work. I'm talking about all this because the goal for me is to simplify and make it so it appeals to the widest possible audience, and make it fun, consistently fun. And I don't think we have to do too many weird things with it. I don't think we have to make it too complicated, and I think that's going to draw people in, guys, in the long run. I think it's going to create a lot of strong, healthy growth for the Metasource cards and the Crypto Castles cards. People will, just be able to play Crypto Castles even without knowing what the Metasource cards are, and they'll be able to just build their kingdoms up. And the people who own the Metasource cards, they will be at the ground floor of supplying the Crypto Castles game. And my goal is that gives you a unique opportunity. And yeah, so again, it's this stuff is all game based. I hope that they work out to be good investments, but whether or not they end up being investments is entirely up to you. You have to know you're buying a game. You're buying a game, and that's really the point of it, that you get to buy these cards that are part of this game, and you get to do with your tokens what you will. And my personal views on NFTs, passive gaming, really don't come into it. Our job tokens, on the other hand, will definitely be on level with investments. It's a totally different conversation, though. Our job tokens are really their own thing. It's why that all is not coming until next year, because there is quite a lot to do for us when it comes to the job tokens, even more than with our Metasource cards. I'm still here, you guys. Anybody have any more questions about all the stuff? I don't think I've talked about the Upliftium drop that I got so far. So if we have any new viewers, I did get a legendary miner. I got 2 rare floppies. Well, that's weird. Let's refresh this. This should be 3 rare floppies. I thought I got 3 rare floppies. Just 2? Oh, 1 rare. Oh, the rares are different. Why is community's power? Oh, it's the images are different. I don't think they should have done that, but okay, just keep it consistent. Why would you have to make two different rare floppy things? That's weird. But anyways, this was fun opening this pack. Did not get a land pack. Oh wow! I guess more people are opening these packs and my earnings are going down because this was higher, wasn't it? This was like over 100. And I think it's coming from a pool. So if I wanted to get an extra boost for earnings, I should have opened yesterday. But I wanted to open for the stream. And in terms of value, says it was about $102 worth of for these rigs. It's still about the same. And my Nova Rally, still my my pride and joy. Looks like the prices are dropping on these a bit though today. It's kind of expected. We're starting to come into this lull for snaking. I've started to collect a lot of these commons, guys, like the common. Let's see, common Nova rallies, because I need common drivers to. I want to level up some of these to the Master League level. And I'm going to need 18 commons in order to do that. I'm going to burn like 18 commons. And I'll probably be able to get some of those commons crafted over time. 22, 21. Yeah, the prices are actually dropping pretty fast. Maybe I won't buy any of these right now because it seems like someone's starting to lowball these. Like, I want to get this Ragman because I need more Ragmans, but I don't know. Maybe I bought all it. We'll buy today. I'll go buy some more tomorrow. See you tomorrow and have a good one. You too, Marley. Thank you for joining me. Really appreciate you watching the stream and supporting us over here at Blockchain Kingdoms. We'll see you next time. With these guys over here at the promo planet. You have to say, like, I really like these guys who run the our planet Discord and that whole promo planet community. Like these guys are really passionate. They've really built like a strong community under this game. Probably no small reason why the big game is so huge, because they have such a strong community. And you know, they're salty sometimes, but you know, they're open, I think, and that's pretty cool. They're definitely passionate about this game. And obviously, many of them are probably invested, personal interest as well, and I totally get that. It's probably in their best interest to, you know, promote the game, but even so, you know, they don't have to be the ones that go and build communities. Like, that takes work. That takes real work to build a community that especially that size. Sometimes I wonder if there are other things we can do to build up our community. So if you guys have any thoughts or suggestions, we made Devi Metal a moderator in our chat now. So congratulations to Devi Metal for being so awesome. And you know, I've always found his responses to be very thoughtful. And he said he'd worked in customer service before, so it might explain it. But even so, you know, I think it takes a certain kind of temperament to be, you know, someone who listens to other committee members. You know, kind of listens before speaking, essentially, and that is really a skill and a rare trait, I think. Rare trait. To be, you know, thoughtful with people first before responding to them, or just saying whatever comes to mind first sometimes. And sometimes whatever comes to mind first is definitely the right thing to say, but other times it's like, whoops. Other times you have to get what people are getting at first. I feel like I should... See, now I'm like, how do I... I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to create like a staircase here. Why? It's because it's going to be kind of just a nice little consistent place to come down here. I get kind of confused is like, how am I going to get back up? I could just build like a bunch of like a ladder or something. I do like the idea of that as well. But before I can get a ladder, I'm going to need something else. I'm going to need another way out. Let's see. Whoops. Don't want that. Gosh. This is my health. I guess I've fallen a couple of times. Yeah, Debbie says Aether's going to the pools only if we can help it. Totally smart idea, I think. I've been thinking about that sometimes too. Like, it's a lot of work for me to kind of have to do everything I'm doing while I craft my things. So there's a possibility, and I've been trying to like buy things for chain crafting, but I think there's a possibility I just might sell what I built to chain craft and then put my stuff into the pool, our planet pools. You know, I still have some concerns if they're legit or not, just because I haven't done my own research. I know people have been saying that the developer of the Our Planet pools has a reputation to uphold, but you know, I just haven't done my own research on it yet, so I don't know. I just don't know about that yet. But if they're legit, those Our Planet pools are going to be like a much easier way to do things, because they're more likely to have people who will craft when new things pop up, and I'm probably just going to start to get too busy to make like a sit-at-home strategy and wait to chain craft. It's been fun to kind of try to play that game lately, but in the end, I just don't think it's just I just don't have the time to do that. I don't have the time to just wait on bated breath for the next chain craft. It's a smart strategy if you have that time. If that was the only thing I was doing, I think it would be more appealing to me. But instead, I spend a lot of my time, I find now, getting distracted by what's going on with our planet. I have to let that go, because I have to scale this company up. I have to build it, and it's gonna, Blockchain Kingdoms is going to be the biggest video game company in the world one day, and it's not going to get there with me getting basically, trying to distract myself every couple of minutes with whether or not there's a chain craft. It's just not going to happen. I've got to focus on scaling the company up so that I don't have to do all the busy work. I can do the scaling work, and I can do the strategizing. The strategizing for the company and scaling just takes a lot of pre-thought planning, and I really can't get distracted in the middle of it. I just have to go into deep thinking mode. All right, what's the next move? Plan the next thing. And instead, it's like, oh, there's a chain craft, or oh no, false alarm, or oh, there's something happened in our planet. Should I be concerned? It's just too distracting. Instead, I should just look at when the pools open and close for the our planet pools, and like, thank God they're there, to be honest, because if I didn't have that option, that would suck. I want to make a video on the our planet pools pretty soon here, and I think I want to have a little more time to research them, our planet pools, guys. There we go. So now I have a nice little way to get into my base, and I'll probably end up building two, maybe like a ladder or something. The really sucky thing about this mode right now is that I don't have access to like wool, I think, which I guess I'm supposed to get from like a sheep. So I gotta find a way to get a sheep. I guess I gotta start to get connected in this game or something. And for the players. Oh, this is the end of my land. It's funny. So, whoops. Yeah, I'm still not all that hot with the hotkeys. I want to place like a marker here. So, whoops, maybe that's probably a little too close. Let's place the marker here actually. And we're just gonna, and that will light my way to the underground entrance. So this is on the Uplift server. This is my plot of land on the Uplift server. All right, so that's going to be it for this stream, guys. Thank you so much for joining me and watch me get the legendary rig, basically kind of coming out even on the pull there for the Uplift rig. Didn't get a land, but hey, legendary's not too bad, and got some rares as well, 3 rares. And thank you for being here with me to talk about our planet, all this other cool stuff. And our launch is coming soon on Wax. We're doing $10,000 in giveaway. We're going to set aside some of those giveaways strictly for owners of our passive income cards. So if you've not bought our passive income card yet, you can do that at the bottom of this video. Essentially the eligibility for being an owner of passive income cards to get into the raffle on the giveaway. That is going to end the day of launch, so that people who want to buy with Wax can get in as well. Thank you so much for joining me. I had a lot of fun today. Like and subscribe. Join our Discord at the bottom of this video, and I will see you in the next one.